Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Dennis. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Possum. Hi, Meg. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. If you guys could do me a big favor, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also, sharing your stories helps too. And tapping helps get us pushed out. So, thanks for being here, guys. And feel free to start writing your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and I'll write them down and then we'll vote. Happy Thursday. Hi, April. Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday. Thank you for writing your story requests in all capital letters. And now I'm going to set up the first poll. Aw, thank you, Melissa. And thank you, Khaleesi. I'm going to set up, oh, and thanks, Deborah. I'm going to set up the first poll for us to vote. And thank you to anybody reposting, and sharing to your stories helps too, as well as tapping. And I'll be right back with the first poll. Welcome to the porch. Hi, James. I'm good. How are you? All right, you guys, the first poll is ready. We have the playground, the maintenance man, Ash Grove, the Phantom Ride, and Booger Hollow. Hey, love bug, how you doing? You guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Thanks, Crystal. God, this is so annoying. It keeps doing this by default. Sorry, guys. I just ended it. Thank you, Crystal. It keeps doing this by default now. It's really annoying. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Thanks, Crystal. Appreciate you. You're the best. All right. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. We have the Dead Children's Playground, which is the new story of the week. We have the Maintenance Man. We have Ash Grove. We have the Phantom Ride, and we have Booger Hollow. It really is, Dub. Who's it gonna be, guys? Welcome in, Brian. Hi, Ghost Rider House. Oh no, Tanya, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. And the winner is The Phantom Ride, which is a reworking of an Are You Afraid of the Dark story. It's just been modernized. I rewrote it for modern day and adult life. So grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. And if you are new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. Thank you, Tanya. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Thank you, Justin. Welcome back, James. We've missed you very much. Oh my God, that is so much cuter than I thought it was going to be. Viola, thanks. That's the first time I've ever seen it. That one was way cuter than I expected. Did you guys see that? It's one of my new goals. Thanks, Viola. It's a new one. It looks like a lava lamp and then it turns into a rocket. It's so cute. Brian, that was a good one. That was a really good use of that's what she said. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh, thank you for Metamorphosis, Lauren and Grandma. Those are so cute. And thank you, Gwen, for all the cozy cryptids. Happy Thursday, everybody. Oh, here it comes. Look at it. I love the way it shoots across the screen and it lasts pretty long. That's so cute. Hey, Tater Tot. Okay, guys, I'll be right back with the Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking, The Phantom Ride. Get cozy. It really did, Deborah. Just zoomed out of there. Hi, Heather. Hi, Robin. Hi, Courtney. Thank you, Robin. Oh, corn. Thank you, Nanita, for the cozy cryptids. Thanks, Jacqueline. Or should I say Jaqualin? Yeah, Dub, I agree. It has to be the right ratio. Couldn't agree more. Jaquelin, yeah. That's one of my favorite ones from that skit. People always reference Aaron, but Jaquelin is one of my favorites. It's so funny. And my brother's name is Aaron, and I call him Aaron all the time. Thank you, Captain Casket. Welcome in. Everybody welcome in the man, the myth, the legend. Captain Casket himself. And if you're not already following him, you should be. I pinned him right there. He's funny, smart, kind, likes spooky stuff. And we grew up in the same place. How about that? Well, I'll be. Well, I'll be. Captain was the first person to ever do it. I think the first and only person that's ever done a raid on me, and I felt so cool. I was like, what does that mean? Oh my God, everybody's coming over here? What does that mean? Oh my God. It was so exciting. I reckon we ain't. You caught yourself saying get today and you thought of me. Hell yeah. Go on, get. I say that way more than I should. Yes, Wilkins. We are from the same town, actually. Well, the same area, the Piedmont Triad. We went to rival high schools. Oh, he said, I reckon we aight. That's what he said. I reckon we aight. Yep. Oh, I should ask Captain Casket about that. Okay, Captain Casket. I slapped my knee when I laughed really hard. And I wasn't really aware of it until my friends, Piedmont, North Carolina, the Piedmont Triad in North Carolina. I wasn't aware I did it until I started doing voice notes a few years ago, and my friend pointed it out. And then the Porch Pals have pointed it out a lot, that I actually slapped my knee. And then I started noticing, and I do. Like, well, that's a knee slapper. I actually do that. So, Captain Casket, do you do that too? Is that a North Carolina thing? Is that a Southern thing or something? Like, I'm trying to figure out why. I didn't even notice I ever did it until I heard it in my voice notes. And then the Porch Pals have all heard it. And they're like, oh, she slapped her. That was a knee slapper. I'm like, damn it. I do that. Oh my God, you do? You really do, Captain? I love that. That's really cute, actually. The way you described it too. I love people who are self-aware. He's like, I put my fist to my hips and I lean back. That's hilarious. So you're Ted Lasso. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Phantom Ride. Tonight, we're diving into a story that blurs the lines between reality and nightmare. A tale as old as time, but with a modern twist. We all use ride-sharing apps like Uber and Lyft. We tap request and moments later our driver arrives. Simple, convenient, and safe, right? But what if I told you that for one unlucky rider, this simple act turned into the beginning of a horrifying ordeal? Tonight, I bring you the tale of the Phantom Ride. So plug in your headphones, sit back, and prepare to be taken on a journey you may never return from. It was a cold October night in the heart of the city. Jake, a 25-year-old freelance graphic designer, was at his friend's Halloween party. The celebration had gone on for hours, but as midnight approached, he felt the need to head home. He'd had enough to drink to make driving not an option, so naturally, he opened the Uber app and requested a ride. The estimated time of arrival? 5 minutes. As Jake stood outside watching the little car on the app make its way closer, he felt that familiar autumn chill nip at his skin. He shivered, pulling his hoodie tighter around him. The streets were unusually quiet for the weekend, and despite being surrounded by people earlier, he now felt eerily alone. The car rolled up, headlights briefly cutting through the fog that seemed to creep in out of nowhere. Thanks, Izzy. Thank you, Jess. Jake approached the vehicle. He opened the back door and he slid into the seat. The car smelled of pine air freshener, strangely comforting. Jake glanced up at the driver, a middle-aged man, with a thin, unsettling smile. His eyes flickered through the rearview mirror, meeting Jake's for just a moment, before turning back to the road. The man's Uber profile had a name, Eli. No ratings, no reviews. Jake figured he was just new to the app. Are you Jake? The driver asked, his voice kinda creepy. Jake nodded, muttering in confirmation. As they pulled away from the curb, something about Eli's demeanor unsettled him. But he shook it off, telling himself it was just late and maybe he had had too many drinks. The ride started off normal enough. But then Jake noticed something strange. The car was taking turns that the GPS hadn't called for. Jake looked down at his phone and the route had changed without him even realizing it. Instead of heading towards his apartment on the other side of town, they were now going deeper into an industrial district. Desolate, filled with old warehouses and barely any streetlights. Thanks, Taylor. The fog outside thickened, making it harder to see beyond the windows. And Jake sat up straighter, his senses suddenly on high alert. Hey, I think you're going the wrong way, Jake said, trying to sound casual but failing to hide the nervous edge in his voice. Eli didn't respond at first. Then, after a beat too long, he spoke. Don't worry, kid. We're almost there. Jake's heart began to race. He was miles from where he should be in an area that he didn't recognize. Thanks, Courtney. With a man who was now driving silently through the misty, dark streets. Hi, Songbird. Just as panic started to set in, Eli broke the silence. Hey, you ever heard of the Phantom Ride? Jake swallowed hard, shaking his head slightly, though part of him didn't even want to engage. But Eli continued. Legend has it that some people get into rides like this one, and they don't ever get out. Jake's palms started to sweat. He tried the door handle, only to realize there was no manual lock. What the hell? Panic shot through him as he tapped the Uber app, trying to find the cancel button or report the ride. But the app wouldn't load. It just spun and spun, an endless loop of nothing. And then Eli asked, Do you want to hear a riddle? Jake was now fully in fight or flight mode, but there was nowhere to flight. The car continued down the desolate road, and the streetlights became fewer and farther between. A riddle? Jake asked, trying to stall, trying to think of a way to escape. Eli grinned, his eyes flicking back to Jake through the rearview mirror. Answer it correctly, and I'll take you home. But if you get it wrong, you'll stay in this car forever. What has no life, yet can grow, can't see, but can show? Jake's mind raced. No life, but can grow. He thought of plants, but they're alive. Can't see, but can show. A mirror? No, that didn't fit. His heartbeat was deafening in his ears. He started to panic. He knew that he had seconds before Eli would expect an answer. He could feel Eli's eyes watching him through the mirror. Finally, Jake stammered. A shadow? It's a shadow. Eli was silent for a moment. And then he grinned. Correct. Without another word, Eli pulled over to the side of the road. It wasn't Jake's apartment, but at this point he didn't care. The car came to a stop, the doors unlocked, and Jake bolted out before Eli could say another word. His heart was pounding as he stumbled into the foggy night. He was in the middle of nowhere, but at least he was out of that car. The cold air hit him like a slap, and his mind raced as he started running. When Jake finally looked back, the car and Eli were gone, without a sound. Jake was found wandering the edge of town the next morning, shaken and incoherent, but alive. He deleted the Uber app and swore to never take a rideshare again. The authorities, they found no record of the ride in his history. It was as if the entire experience had been erased like a phantom in the night. So, the next time you call for a ride, late at night, be sure to check out the driver's name and the destination, because you never know where you might end up. And that's the tale of the Phantom Ride, which is a modern reworking I did of the Phantom Cab from Are You Afraid of the Dark? Kevin, I love that. Kevin said he's a Uber Lyft driver. He liked it. That's hilarious. Welcome in, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore, and you will find me. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the next story. The next poll, so we can vote for the next story. And if you guys would do me a big favor, while I'm setting up the next poll, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Well, Willie, we'll be your friends that'll tell stories in the middle of the night. Thank you guys. Thanks for the repost. Thank you for adding to your stories. And thanks for all the tapping. The tapping helps get us pushed out. I'll be right back with the next poll. Happy Thursday. All right, you guys. The next poll is ready. We have the Dead Children's Playground, the Haint of Hug and Molly, Poplar Creek, the 1979 Time Slip, and the Summer After College. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box. And we have the Dead Children's Playground. Yeah, Rachie. The Haint of Hug and Molly, Poplar Creek, the 1979 Time Slip, and the Summer After College. Who's it gonna be? And if you're over on YT and you feel like you want to vote for one of these, just let us know and somebody over here will cast a vote for you. Meg. Yes, there's a poll. Jake just sent a super fan box, guys. It's right beside the poll. Now we know it doesn't go on top of it. Also, thank you, Jake, for your generosity to the Porch Pals. And Lovely can tell you how to open it. Also, thank you, Sarah, for the budding heart. And the winner of the poll is the 1979 time slip. Also, this is a different style story. I have two different styles. I have the Unexplained series, which is documented, unexplained things that I basically just read to or explain to you guys. I write it out, but I explain to you guys in a way that tells you what the people who experienced that experienced. And then I do my bedtime stories where I put myself in the shoes of people who have experienced these things. So I wanted to ask you guys if you guys would like me to start premiering some new unexplained ones as well, that they won't be the 30-minute long ones because those just aren't conducive to the lives, but they would be like this time slip one or anything like scary, but it would be from explaining the phenomenon and the folklore of the unexplained experience. It wouldn't be me in the setting. It wouldn't be as immersive, but it would still be. That's okay? Okay, cool. So I think the story, I'll either do that probably this week or next week for the premiere. I know, Lovely. I knew your answer. I just wanted to check with you guys first because I do really enjoy those when it's research and I enjoy both at this point, but I just wanted to check with you guys before I just sprung one on you and premiered it, you know? All right, guys. Oh, thank you for the reminder, Rachie. All right, guys, 42 seconds on the treasure chest. I'm going to wait till that gets open to start the next story. Brian, what do you mean? Way to go, Rich. Rich got it. Way to go. Aww. Jake, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you for your generosity. And congrats, Jake. And Jake totally deserves it too. He's such an active, wonderful porch pal. I still don't know how you guys get them open. I've never opened a treasure box. I can't get them open. I've tried in other lives and I'm always like, and then it's always somebody else. It's always somebody else. Yeah, you gotta be quick, I guess. Rich said tap like a madman. Yeah, Brian, I have no idea how to open one. I've never done it. Oh yeah, Justin can't even see him because he's in Canada. Oh, Justin. Yeah, but you know what's funny is I think like I was in another live from England and they got one and I couldn't see it. So I think every single country, for some reason, they're specific to that country. I have no idea why. Oh, Justin, I love you. You're the best. Oh, yeah, you can't see it either, Fairy Witch. Yeah, because you're not old enough to pay for stuff. Tom, why do we care that you have a shovel? Like what? Like cool. And what the hell? Oh, oh, now I get it, Tom. He meant for the treasure box. I was like, a shovel? What the hell? I thought maybe he was excited he got a new shovel. And I know how guys are about that stuff. So I was like, cool, good job, Tom. Did you go Home Depot? But he meant for the treasure box. Aw, I was like, what the hell? What are you going to do with a shovel in the middle of the night? Aw, thanks, Sharper. Yeah, now it makes sense, Tom. We were all like, who else was, I was like not connecting the treasure with the shovel. Okay, Cassie, yay. I will for sure. You know what, Rachel? There's a new rule. You're not allowed to keep talking about tacos in the live every night. No more. No more. Yeah, I was so confused too. Poor Tom. He's like, no, I meant with treasure. I'm like, what do you mean, a shovel? Are you burying somebody? Digging a grave? Oh, thanks, Niall. I appreciate that so much. That's so sweet. See, now Lovely's continuing it. See, that's why no more food talk in here, guys. No more taco talk. Seriously. Because it also throws off the algorithm. Yeah, I thought it was dig a grave too, Deborah. Plus, it makes me want what you're eating, and it's the middle of the night for me. And all you West Coasters always talk about your damn food, and I can't get any. Yeah, burying a body. That's what I thought. I was like, what, Tom? What the hell? Tom, are you okay? Like, what do you mean? You got a shovel? Who are you burying? Lovely, one more taco comment and I'll mute your ass. It is also here, Brenda, but guess what? I don't get done with my show till after 2 usually. Sarah. You know what, Leslie? That's a wonderful idea. Give me 1 minute. Genius idea, Leslie. Thank you. Lovely said, why am I catching strays? I love that. You're so cute. All right, you guys. The next story is coming right up. We have the 1979 time slip. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Sit back and relax. And welcome to the porch. Happy Thursday. Thank you, Robin. Oh, someone. Lovely. Who are you going to blame? Who are you going to blame? Thanks for the follow, Tom. We're glad you're not using the shovel to bury a body. Poor Tom. He's a good sport. We were like, what? What? And he's just talking about the treasure box. You know, we hear too many scary stories when he says, when he says, a shovel, and we immediately think bodies. Tom, that's hilarious. What, Robin? Ellie. Ellie said, I was thinking that was a good thing to have just in case you had a dead body. Oh, good job, Robin. Ew. Oh, look, lovely. Rachie takes responsibility. She said it was her. Thank you, Rachie, for the... she wrote Taco Fund and Merlin. Sorry, Merlin, no treats. It's a taco fun tonight. Oh, Meg, that's so cute. Meg over on YT said, I've been here for a week, and last night I just realized that the hammocks and the beanbags are in the picture. You're so cute. Yeah, that's why I say it. I'm like, grab one on the porch and sit with us. Alexander, thank you for the adorable galaxy rocket thingy. And Brian, thank you for the roses. And Melissa and Sharper, thanks for the metamorphosis. And Kim, thanks for the hand hearts. Rich, thanks for the hand hearts. Oh, of course, Rachie. You weren't in trouble anyway. I'm just like, cannot hear about the num-nums. It's not like I'm mad. I just don't want to hear about the num-nums. But it's not like I'm like, that bitch makes me hungry. Like, there's nothing to be forgiven about. Meg, that's so funny. She said she was wondering why I was so specific. That's hilarious. Thank you, Beefy. Rich, I love that you're enjoying the new stickers because I can't use those stickers. Aren't they cool? Yeah, you get special stickers, and I can't use them because I can't be my own super fan. So I love when people use the super fan stickers because I never get to see them. And I made them, so I think they're cute. And so thanks for using them. Like the Give It a Goog one. I don't know why I made that a super fan sticker because I would use that all the time if I hadn't. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the 1979 time slip. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you, Michelle. You guys, look how cute those are. Robin, so is my sister. Rachel, we just had this discussion. She said, hey, boo-boo, I'm feeling a rumble in my tummy. Michelle, thank you so much. Those are so cute. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I did it. Thank you, Deborah. Lovely. Time, as we experience it, is often seen as a linear progression. We live in the present, our past is behind us, and the future lies ahead. But what if the fabric of time was more fluid than we imagine? What if it was possible to slip out of the ordinary timeline and witness events of another era as if they were unfolding before our eyes? This is the concept behind the time slip. Thanks, Rachie. A curious and haunting experience that has baffled researchers, scholars, and everyday people alike. It's the idea that an individual at certain moments in time might accidentally slip into a different period. Whether it's the past or even the future, and experience it firsthand. Yes, it's just like that fairy witch. The 1979 hotel incident stands as one of the most prominent and chilling examples of such an occurrence. Though the concept of time travel has long been a staple in science fiction, the idea of a time slip, where someone unintentionally finds themselves in a different time, is much more elusive and subtle. It is often reported as a seemingly spontaneous event, where the person is not attempting to time travel, but rather stumbles into another time period, often without warning. The phenomenon gained public attention in the mid-20th century, though there were earlier accounts that historians and folklorists can trace back to the 19th century. A time slip is a deviation from the expected. It often happens in places steeped in history, ancient buildings, remote locations, and old hotels, leading many to speculate that these places might act as portals to different points in time. The earliest known descriptions of time slips come from ancient texts, where individuals recount visions of the past. In many cultures, the experience was attributed to divine or supernatural encounters. However, it wasn't until the modern age, particularly in the post-World War II era, that people began to speak about time slips with any degree of consistency. Theories, both scientific and mystical, began to emerge, ranging from the idea that time is a fluid, malleable concept, to suggestions of parallel universes or alternate dimensions. A particularly famous case from the 1950s caught public attention when two women in York, England, reportedly stepped into the past and witnessed life as it was during the Victorian era. They wandered the streets, experiencing the city as if it was the 1800s, even speaking to a few of the inhabitants before suddenly being returned to their present time. This and other cases sparked interest in the phenomenon, though many skeptics dismiss it as mere delusions or dreams. But the most widely discussed and documented time slip event occurred on the evening of September 14th, 1979. At a hotel in Seville, Spain. The incident involved a middle-aged British couple who had arrived for a short stay while traveling through southern Europe. They had booked a room at the Hotel de la Race, an ancient building in the heart of Seville, known for its historical significance and charming illusion-like architecture. According to the couple's account, after checking into their room and unpacking, they decided to explore the area around the hotel. As they strolled along the narrow streets, they noted the cobblestone paths and old-fashioned lampposts, which seemed out of place in a city that had become so modern. They also noticed that the street felt strangely deserted, even though it was late afternoon. However, they brushed it off as nothing more than the atmosphere of maybe an older part of town. But when they returned to the hotel later that evening, things took a strange turn. Upon entering the hotel lobby, the couple was struck by a sense of disorientation. The hotel's decor, once familiar to them, now appeared subtly different. The lobby seemed dimmer with flickering gas lamps, casting shadows that made the walls seem to shift in the dim light. The receptionist was now a man dressed in a 19th century uniform, something completely out of place for 1979. The couple assumed that they were mistaken at first and they tried to approach the desk. But before they could speak to the man, he nodded at them as though they were expected. He even addressed them by name, but they had never met him before. The couple, now somewhat unnerved, but still rational, decided to just return to their room and think about it. Upon returning to the room, they noticed that all of the furnishings were markedly different. The bed was draped with heavy velvet curtains, and the walls were adorned with old tapestries. At first, they attributed this to the hotel's age. Maybe they walked into the wrong room. But the longer they stayed, they realized it was their room, and it became more apparent that something was going on. It was as if they had stepped into another time. The couple opened the window to get fresh air, but as they looked out, they saw a view that completely shocked them. Instead of bustling modern cityscape of Seville, they saw a city from the 19th century. The architecture was distinctly pre-modern. Panicked and confused, the couple decided to return to the lobby and speak to the receptionist, hoping for an explanation. However, as they descended the stairs, the lobby once again transformed. It was the 19th century receptionist was now gone, replaced by a younger man in a 1970s business suit. Thoroughly confused by the couple's insistence that a man in historical attire had just been filling in for him on the job. Even more unsettling, the couple found that their recollections of the hotel's appearance, the ornate furniture, the gas lamps, the different ambience had all vanished from the memories of the staff and all of their guests. Despite the couple's vivid descriptions, no one else seemed to recall anything unusual. After a night of restless sleep, the couple checked out of the hotel the next morning, shaken but unable to explain what had happened. They left Seville with no further incidents, but the strange experience continued to haunt them for years. It wasn't until much later that the couple, who chose to remain anonymous, began sharing their account with a paranormal investigator who had studied the time slip phenomenon. The 1979 hotel incident was one of the most significant and documented examples of a time slip in modern times. It became a touchstone for paranormal investigators and theorists who speculated about the nature of time and how it might occasionally bend or fold. The couple's account fits into a broader category of time slip experiences, where individuals describe walking through an ordinary environment only to find themselves confronted with a version of that environment from a completely different time period. Thank you, Meg. I just noticed your You're so cute. Thanks, Meg. As with any supernatural phenomenon, the 1979 hotel incident was met with by skepticism by some, while others found it to be compelling evidence. Various theories have been proposed to explain the event, ranging from metaphysical to scientific. One of the most popular theories is that there are parallel universes. According to this idea, the couple may have inadvertently slipped into an alternate reality, one where the hotel existed in an earlier timeline. Hi, Miss Hospice. This theory proposes that time is not linear, but instead exists in parallel strands, each with its own version of events. A slip into another time could occur if the boundary between these parallel worlds became momentarily thin. Another theory suggests that the experience was the result of a tear in the fabric of space-time, potentially caused by a unique energy field surrounding the hotel. This theory often draws upon concepts from quantum mechanics, where particles exist in multiple states at once. And they can, under certain circumstances, interact across time periods. If such a rift had opened, it might have allowed the couple to witness another time period. Over the years, other accounts of similar experiences have surfaced, and each account varies greatly in detail. And there has yet to be conclusive evidence or scientific consensus on the cause of such phenomenon. Some researchers argue that time slips are merely a product of over-imagination, while others believe they are glimpses into parallel worlds or alternate timelines. As more people come forward with similar accounts, the phenomenon of the time slip continues to captivate our imaginations, leaving us to wonder, is time really as rigid as we believe? Or is it more flexible with hidden portals just waiting to be discovered? And that's the tale of the 1979 time slip. Me too, Priscilla. Thank you, Miss Hospice. I love that new gift. It's so cute. Thank you, Fairy Witch. Oh my God, Rich, my body. Oh my God. I'm glad you said something because I was like wondering what the hell's been going on. I have been in major pain the last 2 days. Oh, yep, that checks out. That checks out. I have been in such pain. Is it Catherine? Cool. Maybe you'll find a time slip. Hi, Skrilla. What's kind of scary, Tamara? The time slip idea? Yeah, it's anything that's unexplained is a little unnerving, but it's kind of cool. You have too, Kim? Yeah, mine's probably been 3 days as well. Major pain. But I just figured I have a spinal injury, so I just assumed maybe I like pulled something or slept on it wrong, or I don't know. I wasn't, but that checks out. The barometric pressure's really messing with it. Mother Nature, man. Gotta love her. Yeah, me too, Whitney. Me too. And my hips, which I usually don't ever in my hips. Wait, what did Meg say? What did Meg say? Can we get some keywords in the chat too, since people are talking about shrooms? That'd be great. I've got a full house of teens again and a 2-year-old, and they're all laying down listening to live. Oh my God, Megs, really? Hi, kids. Hello. I'm sure you can, Skrilla. Robin, that's okay. Hi, Rochelle. All right, you guys, welcome in. Hello to Megs and all of the kiddos watching with her tonight. Happy Thursday. If y'all want to grab a beanbag chair or a hammock, you can sit back and check out the shooting stars and hang out with us while we vote on the next story. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I'll be right back with the next poll. All right, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have the Dead Children's Playground, the Sasquatch Stalker, the Camper Van, Haint Blue, and the Chupacabra. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Hi, Matt. Who's it gonna be, guys? Squeaks just said you're a chupacabra. What? No, you're a chupacabra. And again, you can vote by hitting the blue box in the top left-hand corner. Thank you, Iacona. Who just sent? Wait, why isn't it showing me who sent the rocket? Oh, thank you, Viola. All right, guys, the poll is... Oh, it's a landslide. It's a landslide. The winner is The Dead Children's Playground, the new story of the week. Why are you laughing, Skrilla? What? Did you, Fairy Witch? That's so cute. Yeah, good point, Mace. You're right. He's always laughing. All right, guys, I'll be right back with The Tale of the Dead Children's Playground. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm pulling up the next story, if you could hit that share arrow. And he said T. If you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other, and it says repost. That circle puts the live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Also sharing to your stories, which is the circle with the little star. I know, the T, beefy, I know, that's why I lost it. That sharing it to your stories helps too, and tapping and sharing with your friends. I will be right back with the next story. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Thursday. Hi, little Big Walk. Well, you're here now. It's exactly the same thing, Matt. Pretty much. Your dog's just reposting himself. Thanks, Viola. Oh, corn. Thanks for the tomato, too. Those are really cute. Nate's in the house. Little Big Walk, that makes me so happy. I'm so glad. That's the whole goal. I'm so glad that you feel that way. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Rich. Oh, thanks, Jake Quellen. Thanks, Shy, for the Edison lights. Well, Megs, you can erase all of that from your mind for a little bit tonight. Oh, I'm so glad you got it back, Matt. Hallelujah. Bad time to lose it. Oh, thank you, Miss RN. Hi, Lady Far. Skrilla, thanks for the groove. It says groove clarinet, but it looks like a saxophone. Thank you. It's cute. Matt, that happened to me. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was like a major heat wave like before it was actually like even summer. Do you guys remember for like just maybe not just for everybody, but in Ohio? And my AC, same thing. And it was crazy. It was like 83 degrees, 85 degrees in my house. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you remember that, Whitney? Yeah. And I was like sweating on the live. I did the live in my underwear. I was like, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm like dying. Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Woo! DJ, I think he said the HVAC guy came, so I think his just went out, which mine did as well. It was central air. It just went out. Yeah, it's been cooler here today too. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Dead Children's Playground. Sorry, guys. I just had to block somebody. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Shy. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Kim. Wait, how is she cutting into that, Skrilla? No, on TT. Oh yeah, Matt, that guy left on his own, finally. But this guy just said something not okay. So he's gone now. Yeah, I got him quick. I didn't want anybody to see what he said. Hi, Zoot Zoot. It's okay, Kim. It's actually a familiar troll. You saw it, Shells. I'm sorry that you saw it. He's come in before and said the same thing. And it's been a long time since he came in and did that. He must have made a new account. But I'm sorry if anybody saw it. And I'm here to protect you guys and keep this a relaxing, safe space. So, be right back. You were talking to yourself? Wait, I don't understand. How is the little girl cutting into cuddling time? Hi, secular Buddhist. Welcome in. I did, Meg. I got him. Out driving around. Good point. You thought I was similar to Autumn Ivy or Mr. Creepypasta? Oh, well, I'm a real person. Hi. Welcome in. My name's Devin. I'm better than them. Shh. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Dead Children's Playground. Kate, I love how you just brought this up again today. You're so funny. I was just talking about this today again. The deer. It's never, that story is going to live in infamy. I think it gets brought up almost every day. Me protecting the deer from those teenage boys. And no, I didn't put a spell on them, Kate. I don't have to put spells on people. I just tell the trees about them. And I just tell the water and the wind. And then their plumbing pipes in the backyard of their house might just like spring a major leak and cost them $10,000 to replace. Just a hypothetical example. Thank you, Leo. That's correct, Nate. That's why everyone says we're the scariest ones, even though we are the light ones. The first time I heard about the Dead Children's Playground in Huntsville, Alabama, it wasn't from a travel guide or a ghost hunting show. It came from a porch pal, Ashley. Thanks, DJ. She sent me an email about it, and she even went out of her way to post pictures of it on the Porch Lore Discord. So, I had to check it out for myself. The drive down to Alabama was beautiful. I truly love cruising through our beautiful countryside. After a very long drive, I made it to my Airbnb. Yes, no quarter. All my stories are based off real folklore. And it's definitely a real place. It was walking distance from the playground, so it would be very easy for me to investigate and film content. The playground sits beside Maple Hill Cemetery, on one of the oldest burial grounds in Alabama. Locals say that at night, the swings move on their own, even when the air is still. They say children's laughter can be heard long after the park is supposed to be empty. The story goes that spirits of children buried nearby come out to play after dark. The first day I was there, I decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood. There were a lot of historical things in the area, not just the cemetery. Plus, I thought it'd be better to check out the cemetery at night. The Alabama sun was high, flattening shadows and bleaching the color out of everything. And as I was walking around, I noticed a little girl. She was walking down the sidewalk on her own. It looked like she had a fresh scrape on her knee, and I could see blood. She was hurt, and she looked upset and lost. I approached her calmly, and I asked her if she was okay and if her parents were nearby, but she didn't answer. The scrape on her knee wasn't serious, but it needed to be cleaned. I checked my phone for signal, already thinking about calling the police. But there was just something about her. About how she stood there, dirty, trembling, scared. And my maternal instincts kicked in. I knew that as soon as I dropped her off at the police station, she'd probably be held in some back room until they could locate her parents, or until child services came to get her. So, I decided I'd help her first and report it second. Humanity over avoiding liability. So I asked her if she would let me clean off her boo-boo at my house across the street. That way, I could also give her something to eat and drink before I take her to the police station. She looked at me, smiled, and reached out her tiny little hand for me to grab it. And then she followed me, holding my hand without hesitation. The walk to the Airbnb wasn't long, but I kept glancing at her to see if she was still okay. I'm not a mother, and I was panicking about keeping this little girl safe in my care. She walked with perfect poised posture, without saying a word, her gaze fixed straight ahead. We got to the house and I cleaned her knee with a damp cloth and antiseptic from the Airbnb's first aid kit. She didn't flinch. Scroll. She didn't flinch. She didn't even react at all. The cut looked like it had been reopened instead of freshly made. So I wrapped it up and I gave her something to eat. Cheese with crackers and some strawberries. And as she nibbled at the snacks, I tried to get any information I could out of her. Her name, a street, a school, anything. But she still said nothing. And we continued sitting there in silence. So I decided there was no reason to wait any longer. A lost child? No identification? No response. It needed to be reported. So I told her, very calmly, that we were going to go to the police station and that someone there would help us find her parents. And that was the first time she reacted. It wasn't dramatic, no crying, no resistance. Just a shift. She looked uneasy for the first time. The station wasn't far. I parked out front and I turned to her. And I explained gently that we'd go inside together and that everything would be okay. She didn't move. I tried again, to reassuring her I'd be there. Still nothing. The tension in her tiny frame felt absolute. She was refusing to get out of the car. I didn't want to force her. I don't know anything about this little girl or what she's been through. So I went inside alone and I explained the situation to the officer at the front desk. A young girl, injured, unresponsive, possibly lost. And I asked if someone would come out and help me get her out of the car, convince her to come with them. The officer agreed, so we walked back together. Thank you, Heidi. I remember reaching for the car, already turning to try to explain her behavior, her silence, her fear. And then I looked inside and the back seat was empty. She was gone. She had ran. The officer checked the surrounding lot, the sidewalk, even behind the building. There was nowhere she could have gone in the time it took me to step inside. And no one even saw her leave. The police took down a description of her and they told me that they'd keep an eye out. Evening came slowly. The sky shifting from pale gold to a deepening purple. I had driven across town to run a few errands and pick up some dinner when I noticed her. The little girl. She was just walking down the sidewalk looking terrified and lost. Relief hit me first, then confusion. How did she get this far from the police station so quickly? I stopped my car beside her, and I rolled down the window, and I asked her how I could help. I told her that I just wanted to help her find her parents. And then she smiled, ran over, nodded at me, and hopped back in the car. The sun was setting by this point, and the roads grew quieter as we moved away from the center of town. Her directions coming not in words, but in small gestures. Subtle turns of her head, slight movements of her hand telling me where to turn. But it was enough for me to follow. The streetlights flickered one by one, and the sky darkened. The houses thinned, replaced by stretches of trees. And then I realized that we had arrived at the entrance of Maple Hill Cemetery. The iron gates silhouetted against the last light of dusk. I parked, and we sat there in silence. And then I looked past her at the rows of headstones disappearing into the dark. And I saw two figures standing there, as if they were waiting for her. She leaned over and gave me a sweet little hug, and her skin was ice cold for a little girl who had been walking all day in the Alabama sun. Then she hopped out, walked toward the edge of the playground, where it met the first row of graves. I only saw the silhouettes of the two figures that I believed to be her parents in the blinding glow of the setting sun. So I put my hands up to shield my eyes from the sun to get a better view. And the little girl and her parents were gone. I got out and walked the entire grounds of that playground and cemetery looking for her. Thank you, Mr. Mystic. Looking for any sign that other living people had been there, but I found nothing. I don't know why that little girl's lost spirit chose me, but I hope being reunited with her parents helps them all move on. And that's the tale of the dead children's playground. Oh, Meg, that's really funny. Everybody says that their cats fall asleep to me. Tell your cat I said meow. Thank you, Miss RN. I love that gift. It's so funny and cute. It like just zooms away. I got Carrie's attention. Yeah, because I'm an animal whisperer. She heard me. Oh, I'm glad, Cade. Thank you, Archangelo, for the swan. Thanks for helping me with my gift gallery. Oh, thanks, Elliot. Thank you, Matt, for the swan. Thanks for helping me with my gift gallery. Wait, how, Skrilla? How? Oh, with my whispering. Oh, yeah, going, hi, Skrilla. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, Megs, I already made the kids pass out. Hell yeah, look at that. They made it through one story. One story, Megs. We got 3 out of 5. Let's get the other 2. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the next poll. DJ, that would be so cool. Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's manifest that. Hi, Ange. Oh, thanks, Archangelo. You're the best. All right, guys, I'm going to set up the next poll so we can vote for the next story. And I'll be right back. Ange, you're so fun. She hasn't chimed in once until she's like, Skrilla's losing his mind. Yeah, I know. Solange said that the other day. It's so cute. All right, guys, if you could hit that share arrow. And yes, I am still selling the fanny packs. They're on my merch at Porch Lore and then .store up at the top banner. I'm going to set up the next poll, and if you guys could hit that share arrow, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. Thank you, Maureen. Thanks, Tam Bam. It also helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and tapping helps too. Thank you to everybody who's tapping. And I'll be right back with the next poll. Happy Thursday. Preachy. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. Thank you, Speedy. Thanks, Ange. All right, guys, we have Poplar Creek, The Dream Machine. No, Kate, it's Eastern time. We have Poplar Creek, The Dream Machine, Booger Hole, The Ozarks Howler, and The Deer Woman. Thank you, Ange. I love that one so much. All right, you guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. And if you're watching on YT, let us know in the chat, and one of us will do a vote for you, usually Justin, if you have a preference. We have Poplar Creek, The Dream Machine, Booger Hole, The Ozarks Howler, and The Deer Woman. Who's it gonna be? Yes, Happily Rude Mom, happy birthday. I hope it was great. Robin, be nice to Skrilla, please. Hi, Jamie. I love you. Hi, CJ. Hi, Rachel. CJ said, being a little mean will do Skrilla some good. I love you, Jamie. It was not a tie. This poll is not able to tie. That's why I choose this one, because the other one ties and it messes everything up. But Robin. But the Deer Woman won. The Deer Woman won. And I won't hate you, Robin. But you do need to be nice to Skrilla because I said so. The Deer Woman of Oklahoma. Hi, Pooh. All right, you guys, I will be right back with that story. And if you're new here, welcome to the porch. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Yeah, CJ, you aren't here, so they pick on Skrilla when you're not here. Brooke said thanks for the reminder that you're here. All right, guys, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. And I'll be right back with the tale of the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. CJ, don't you dare. We love you, CJ. Skid marks. Can we get some keywords in the chat, guys, that are relevant to the live? Thank you so much. Look, CJ, it's your girlfriend. Yo, Kelly used the keyword grilled cheese. I love that. I love that. We're going to get a bunch of grilled cheese lovers in here. Oh, so did Miss RN. Yep, we're going to get some grilled cheese people in here for sure. Oh yeah, CJ, I always forget that you and Meg are married. Just kidding, Meg. This is totally not his girlfriend. My bad. Just kidding. Skrilla, stop egging her on. Did you just say, are you scared? You're being... Anyway. He said, W, my wife's letting me have a dear mistress. Thanks, Susie Q. Hi, Miss V. Under the full moon. Yeah, I guess you were right, CJ. And yes, Rich, you got that information correct. And she's not a goat. She's a deer. He called her goat girl. She's gonna be pissed about that. To be fair, I just thought about it, and it should totally be goat guy, not goat man. Where's the love for alliteration? Okay, goat guy is so much better than goat man. Justin with the bud. Girl, lost in translation from Nag's Head. That was a good one, Rich. That was a good one. Ooh, Eric, I like that one. The Dear Dame. That's the best one yet. That really itches my 1940s past life. Love the word dame. Love it. There it is, Beefy. Beefy makes fun of me from fizzy water. Fetch me my fizzy water. God, I'm thirsty. Where's my fizzy water? I actually stopped saying fetch because I had a boyfriend that was like, I'm not a damn dog. I was like, I don't even mean it like that. Like, why you have to rain on... So it's so hard to keep all the slang straight when you're as old as I am. I remember when we used to just write on caves, y'all. Skrilla, that could not have been a more perfect execution of... I feel like I lobbed that to you. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Rich in the current timeline? Probably so. But I am very old in the not current timeline. Oh, thanks, Amy. Isn't she cool? I like her. That's why CJ is in love with her. I mean, she's just his girlfriend. Right, DJ? She's so cool. And she's one of the scarier female cryptids I've covered. I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't fuck around. She's pretty terrifying. All of the reports, she just doesn't give a shit. Like, there's no reasoning with her. She's just like, stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Your man, stomp. So men beware. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. Anna, that's so funny. You're right. No, Susie, but I would love to. But I still remember mine, so I don't know how that would work. Elkira is hilarious. Holy shit, Cade. Most people who talk about the Deer Woman online reduce her to a metaphor. They frame her like some elegant morality tale, an avenging spirit, a cautionary fable, a beautiful, supernatural punisher of wicked men. But the older stories I heard in Oklahoma did not sound like metaphors. The old stories there begin as warnings. Hi, Judge Daddy. Warnings spoken by grandmothers while shelling beans on porches. Warnings murmured by uncles over campfires. Oh, Deborah made the joke. Warnings folded into bedtime stories and tribal teachings. Old superstitions that nobody openly admits they still believe. The Deer Woman was never simply a monster. She's a consequence. Among Native nations such as the Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, Osage, and many others whose history stretched through Oklahoma long before it was Oklahoma, stories of the Deer Woman vary, but the bones of the tale remain the same. I love that, Skrilla. We all think of him now. She appears as a beautiful woman alone in the woods or by the roadside. Sometimes she's dancing. Sometimes she's crying. Sometimes she's asking for help. And sometimes she's luring men from camps, from roadsides, from bars, from lonely cabins. She is almost always described the same way. Beautiful beyond reason. Graceful, long dark hair, bright eyes, and skin that shines in the moonlight. And then, always too late, the men notice her feet. Hooves. Split and black and cloven. In some stories, she tramples those who are cruel. And in some stories, she seduces predators before killing them. And in some tales, she exists as vengeance itself. Punishment for violence against women, for lust, for arrogance, and for disrespect. In the older versions, she is less moral and more primal. A predator, wearing a human face because human men are foolish enough to follow beauty into the dark woods. Kinsey told me all of this on the drive from Tulsa toward the eastern hills, where the highways narrowed and the land rolled into endless folds of oak forest and red dirt roads. She had grown up in Oklahoma and invited me out to do some exploring. I had flown in for a long weekend to visit her, and the plan was simple. Stay at her family's old hunting cabin near the edge of tribal land. Spend a few days hiking. Film some footage for my channel. And hear local legends from people who actually grew up with them instead of reading sanitized versions online. Hoofanetta is amazing. It was exactly the sort of trip I love. When I asked Kinsey whether she believed in the deer woman, she told me that believing had nothing to do with respecting something. We pulled up and the cabin was old. Rough timber walls, tin roof, broad porch, which I love. It sat alone in a clearing surrounded by oak trees and blackjack pines, with the woods pressing so close that at night, the tree line became a solid black wall. CJ. There was shoddy cell service and no neighbors for miles. It was missing, CJ. It was also pitch black. No ambient city glow, just darkness. Rachel. The perfect place for a spooky weekend adventure. The first night there, Kinsey pointed out a spot not far beyond the woods. Apparently, it was native ceremonial ground that her grandfather had warned her never to disrespect. She said local kids used to dare each other to sneak out and go there after dark. Most came back screaming before they even reached the trees. One boy supposedly came back barefoot and hysterical, swearing a woman had been dancing in the woods to no music. Every trail there had a story. Every creek crossing had some whispered warning attached to it. Everywhere around here seemed to have a reason locals didn't linger there after sunset. The second night, after filming footage of the land all afternoon and hiking farther than we had intended, we drove into a quaint little town for dinner. One main street, one gas station, one diner, one blinking traffic light. Good night, Robin. Love ya. See you tomorrow. By the time we left, night had swallowed any remaining light, and the highway back to the cabin was dark and empty. There were no headlights, no houses, just miles of black road slicing through forest and pasture. And then, in the light of our headlights, we saw her. A woman, alone. After midnight, in the middle of nowhere. She wore a pale dress that fluttered around her legs in the warm night breeze. Her long hair hung, twisted in her face. And even in the headlights, there was something strange about her legs. Kinsey didn't even slow down, and every hair on the back of my neck stood up. Kinsey floored it past the woman without even turning her head, without even acknowledging her at all. As we passed, her head turned with us, too smoothly like an owl. I twisted to look through the rear window, and she was standing in the middle of the road now, watching us leave. Even from that distance, I could tell her legs were bent wrong. Kinsey drove the rest of the way with white knuckles on the wheel. Later, back at the cabin, we joked about it in the way people joke about something that has them genuinely rattled. And we tried to rationalize what we saw. Someone with a physical impairment. Maybe it was a lost hiker, a drunk person, a crackhead. Maybe it was just an optical illusion. But neither of us believed any of those explanations. Hi, Venus. Hi, Mary. We locked the cabin and we stayed inside. Around midnight, something began circling outside the cabin. At first, it was just footsteps that paced around the cabin for nearly an hour. Sometimes slow and sometimes suddenly sprinting around the perimeter in a manic thunder of hoofbeats. At one point, it stopped directly outside my window, and I could hear the breathing. I don't know why I looked, why I'm so curious. Instinct maybe, or just stupidity. But I peeled back the curtain, and there she was. She looked human from the waist up, beautiful in the way that venomous things are beautiful. Smooth skin, hollow dark eyes, hair hanging in damp ropes around her face. But below the waist, no human legs. Jointed hind limbs like a deer standing upright. Black fur slick against muscle. Split hooves planted on the porch boards. I screamed, and she slammed into the window so hard the pane cracked. Kinsey dragged me backward as the thing outside shrieked. It sounded somewhere between a woman screaming, an elk bugling, and metal tearing. And then we heard the slow creaking of the porch wood bracing from the weight of her stepping onto the front porch. Then came the scraping, like hooves clanking against the porch. For nearly an hour, she circled the cabin, waiting, trying to scare us out. At some point, the pacing stopped and we sat on the couch in silence, barely breathing. Then came the sound of a heavy impact against the front door. Hard enough to rattle the frame, and then another, and the entire cabin shook. And then nothing, just silence. Thank you, baby firefly. It stayed silent until dawn. When sunlight finally bled through the curtains and we could both finally breathe, we stepped outside. And the porch was empty. But the outside of the door and the porch boards were scarred with deep gouges. We both packed up all our stuff in under 15 minutes and we got out of there. Neither of us spoke much on the drive back to Tulsa. I just kept replaying the night over and over again in my mind. Halfway through the drive, Kinsey got a call from her uncle and he sounded panicked and asked where we were. He said that the neighboring property owners found a hunter, or what was left of one, in the woods that morning. His body had been found less than a mile from our cabin. His chest crushed inward, ribs shattered, face nearly unrecognizable. Like something heavy had stomped him to death. Authorities blamed a feral hog attack, but all of the locals knew better. When I got back, I reviewed film from the creek where we had found the tracks. I had set the camera down on a rock while we were talking, and the camera had remained recording for nearly 6 unattended minutes. And I almost deleted it, but then I noticed movement in the background. And between the trees behind us, far back in the brush, I could see her standing there, watching us, perfectly still, just waiting until dark. And that's the tale of the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. And that's interesting, Lindsay, because you're the only person I've ever met from Oklahoma who has not heard of that. So I'm going to assume you didn't grow up there and you just lived there, because it is literally probably the most well-known Oklahoma folklore story that exists. Of course, Tamara. Oh, thank you, Miss RN, for the adorable metamorphosis. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. No, I haven't heard of the spook light. That sounds cool. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, well, 3 to 8, I assume your parents probably kind of had that stuff from you. Good night, Meg. Sweet dreams. Love ya. See you later. Oh, you've been there for 30 years? Well, my brother lives there too, and I don't think he's heard of it either. But yeah, it's like every Oklahoma person that ever submits a story, I feel like that's the only one they submit is the Deer Woman. Like, she's very well known there. But she said, I don't get out much. That's okay, Lindsay. But yeah, ask people, I guess ask them now that you know about her. Be like, so, any of you guys know about the Deer Woman? Because I swear every person I meet from Oklahoma has a personal story about her ass too. I had one lady, when I used to do a panel as my show, she would come up and she's from Oklahoma and she told me a whole encounter she had with her once. And I was like, oh my God. Hello, Andre. Thank you, Sylvia. Really, Deborah? Cool. Brooke. Literally. Oh, really, Rachie? Hi from Toronto. Welcome in. Yes, Rich, she is tall. CJ. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel. Thanks, Grella. I love that one. The way it zooms off is so cute. Thank you, Caligo, for the populars and the cozy cryptids. Where was out? And you can listen to them on my YT or any podcast streaming site. Thank you, Deborah. Seahorses, I love them. Seahorse, see hell. He had a seahorse party. Who didn't invite me? Not my chair, not my problem. Rich, it's from the best first viral video of all time called Drinking Out of Cups. Feel free to check it out. Thank you, Rachie. It's on YT. It's the best. It's like the stupidest, funniest thing for no reason at all. Look at those things. Look at those things. Mr. Balloon Hands. Who do you think he is? Mr. Captain Tying Knots. Anybody needs a knot, they go to him. Yep, I sure am. I can pretty much guarantee it's the best. Best first viral video. Oh, of course, Crystal. And thanks for being here during your night shift. I hope it's going okay tonight. I used to work, well, I guess I do work night shift again with you guys, but I used to work night shifts too for a long time. Because I'm a night owl. I missed you too, Mary. How have you been? Wait, Justin, you still haven't watched Drinking Out of Cups and you just listen to me quote it every night? How annoying. You need, I feel like it's probably annoying if you don't know what I'm talking about. So, like, you need to watch it. Because then it'll be so much funnier. Yeah, but, like, just watch it. It's a little lizard. It's a little animated lizard. It's like a cart. It's so funny. Come on, you have to watch it. CJ loves it. Mr. Walk Me Down the Walkway. Fuck you. My favorite part is when he speaks gibberish, but I can't imitate it right now. I can't think of how it goes. It's like, do you know what I'm talking about? It is a lizard, yeah. When he does the fetalist. My fetalist. Do you know what I'm talking about? When he speaks like another language. That's my favorite part. Because it's like, what? Oh, you did? How random, Fairy Witch. That's such a random person to see. 5643. Yeah, right. See, even CJ gets it. It's like a, I don't even know. I really have not. I've tried to figure out why I think it's so funny because it doesn't even make any sense. But it works. There it is. How about her fist? How about her fist? Wait, what is it? Her fiddlisk. Yeah. Fiddlisk. Whatever. Venus, what comment? Really? I've never even heard of that happening. You just look for Drinking Out of Cups on YT and you'll see a little lizard in a headdress. And you watched it? See, Brooke? Now you get why I quote it all the time. Isn't it the most ridiculous, stupidest, funniest thing you've ever seen in your life? For no reason? Like, and I can't even explain why it's funny because it's so stupid. Yes, it was a dude tripping in a closet, Kelsey. Yep. And his friends recorded the audio. And he was just having a good old time by himself in the closet, hallucinating all this stuff. And then they put the animation on top of it, which is just the funniest thing. It was like some guy in like Jersey. Like they were at like a party. Probably some like Guido dude that was like tripping. And it's the funniest. Really, CJ? Oh, well. I don't believe your myth. I think what you said is a myth. How about that? Prove it. Yeah, Ange, that is cute. What's the part where he's like, going crazy? What is he talking about again? Something going crazy. I just love that video. Yeah, Caitlin, yep. And it's like, I don't really have any other videos that I can even think of that like I found so funny. It's just that one. If you don't like lighthouses, you suck. Rich, just swipe out and come back in. That happens sometime. This app is a joke. Yeah, the kids in the back going crazy. Thank you, Nate. See, everybody knows this video. Look how many people are dropping quotes from it. It is iconic. Iconic. Not my chair, not my problem. Yeah, everybody says that. It is part of the vocab. It's like when somebody like, oh my God, a treasure box? We had a treasure box? Who got it? I was too busy explaining to people what drinking out of cups is. Who got it? Who sent it? Thank you. Yeah, Deborah, this app's always doing stuff like that. Yeah, everybody go watch it. Hi, I'm the Cheshire Butcher from Cheshire, UK. I love the idea of a spooky story based around this. What, around you being the Cheshire Butcher? Okay, can I interview you? Sup? And give me the deets? Deborah's watching it. Deborah goes, how long is this? Don't worry about it, Deborah. Just let it happen. Girl, don't fight it. Just let it happen. You will thank me when it's done. It's like when you get a shot at the doctor. I said butcher. The Cheshire Butcher. I didn't say busher. How was the beach, Venus? Matt, you just watched it too? So all of you guys have been listening to me quote this thing for months, and you're just like letting it happen, and you're just like, whatever the fuck she's talking about, dude, what the hell? And I'm just like cackling to myself about it, and there's like 2 people that know what I'm talking about, and none of you guys watched it till right now? Now it's gonna be so much fun. See, CJ's in the one. Now he's Johnny Hamsticks. See, CJ gets it. Literally, Brooke. Let Devin do Devin. Really, though, I'm like, none of you guys knew this except for CJ and myself. Because, yeah, look at, he thinks he's got to go in Bossa Nova. I forgot about the Bossa Nova part. The Bossa Nova. There used to be a restaurant in West Hollywood called Bossa Nova. It was one of my favorite places to eat. And I don't know why, but every time I hear that, it makes me want to eat at Bossa Nova. It's probably not even a restaurant there anymore, but I loved it. And I used to get take out food to my house all the time there. But yeah, oh, okay, Fairy Witch, yeah. Well, Spawn Point, you're gonna have to check it out. Yes, girl said, you won't catch me paying for no floor. Not never. Oh, thanks, Brooke. I appreciate it. Yeah, Brooke, now that you've seen it, you're gonna get it so stupidly. I can't explain why it's so funny. It just is. And everything he says is so, and you'll just watch it over and over again because you're trying to, your brain, it's something like it tickles your brain and your brain's just trying to figure out what the hell. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's damn funny. Yeah, Nate, oh, look at Mr. Balloon Hands. Look at those things. I can't. It's so, anyway. He's the king of the trees. The tree meister. He relies on them. Okay. Oh, I count on them. Good job. Fairy Witch even got it. I count on them. It's so funny. God, why is it so funny? And see, Fairy Witch is young and she's thinking it's funny too. So it's not just millennial humor. It's funny. It's funny. And you know, it's like the dude's identity's a mystery. Like, you know, like, I'm like, that guy probably never thought that, like, what, 20 years later, people are still laughing about this shit? Like, never in a million years. But back then, guys, there weren't that many videos online. And it hit right at the right time. And we were all like, what? Yes, guys, check it out. No way. Get real. I love how everybody's watching it now. You guys are so cute. Okay. It is grilled cheese time. Yeah, I'm the king of the trees. Tree meister. I rely on them. And he's not wrong. We really do rely on them. Brooke, you're going to watch it 50 times like today. And then you'll watch it for the rest of your life like I have. It's literally from 20 years ago, and I've never stopped watching it because it brings me joy for absolutely no reason. Like, so buckle up because look at CJ. Look how much joy it brings him. It really is a weird phenomenon that I would love to psychologically study because it's dumb as shit and I can't handle how funny it is. So as much as I say I don't like sophomoric humor, that video is my kryptonite. I will laugh at it every single time. And anytime someone quotes it, I can't help it. So wait, Brooke, all of you guys, every time I got a seahorse gift and I'm like, seahorses, I love them. You guys were like, that's normal. Like, what? Oh my God. Maureen, it's called Drinking Out of Cups, and you'll see a little lizard. It's on YT. Justin was like, that's just Devin. I guess I set the weird bar high, so now I can just... You guys are just like, who knows? It's just Devin. Hi, Fauzi. What's Hollow Burger? Oh, you're mixing up the two stories. You're combining stories now. But there's no burger in the diner story. Yeah, you just think it's Dev stimming, right? That's so funny. I do, yeah. Well, it is my stem. That's the thing is, it's absolutely my favorite stem. It's my favorite stem. Yeah, thank you, CJ. CJ says he'll just put the link in the Discord again, so you guys can all go watch it again. Because CJ and I are really... we really are the ones I feel like. Well, and who else? Remember when Chris watched it, and Skrilla loves it too. And then remember when Chris watched it and she could not stop laughing for like 3 days? She came in like the live every day quoting it for like 3 days and could not stop laughing. Yeah, Brooke, that's what I'm saying. None of y'all, like 6 of our regular people just said, oh, I just watched it right now. Literally, Matt just watched it. Seahorses, I love them. Thanks for the seahorse gift, Misbehaving. I know, I'm dead too. I've been doing this the whole time and you guys still liked me. And that's so cute. I love you guys because you just thought I was randomly turning into like a Guido for seahorses. Like, seahorses, I love them. And you guys are probably just like, okay, Devin, got it. See, Kristen? The minute you saw it, you remembered it. Exactly. I hadn't seen it in years either. And then someone brought it up to me, like probably during lockdown. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm laughing too, Fairy Witch. Bed of Dust said, I just liked the accent, thought it was funny. You guys really do like me, don't you? Because that you guys are just like, whatever she's doing. Okay. No wonder all those people always tell me to start the story. Because they don't get my jokes. Well, Skrilla apparently doesn't think I'm funny either, so. Patrick Starr? That's hilarious, Rachie. That's actually kind of funny, and that makes sense. That kind of checks out. Thanks, Fairy Witch. And that means a lot coming from you, because you're young and cool. You're a teen. Justin said, shame on Benjamin Money. No, CJ, you never were the youngest, boo-boo. But you can keep thinking that. Seahorses, I love them. Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Snarky Arky. Welcome back. Mary. Misbehaving, I doubt it. Do y'all remember Do y'all remember the 104-year-old that was on the YT that one night? Do you guys remember? He was like, he chatted it up for a little bit. Have I ever seen Marcel the Shell with shoes on? No, but I'm very interested in whatever that is. A shell with shoes on? He probably has googly eyes, I'm assuming. I need to see it. I need to see it. Yeah, you guys remember? He was so cute. And he was chatting it up. And he was like, I'm 100 and... Right? It was over 100. It wasn't even just 100. It was like 100 and a couple more years. And we were like, oh my God. And then I felt like... I was like, there's no way he's getting any of my jokes. But like, this is awesome. Like, oh my God. You know? Like, but he liked the stories. Yeah, Zach, for real. Yep, 104. Pudding. Pudding. Like a snack pack? I'll be your snack pack. I'll be your snack pack. You're leaving, Brooke? Where are you going? Is it because I said snack pack? I didn't say it like Adam Sandler. I said it like the maid who said it to him. She was like, I'll be your snack pack. I didn't say it like him. I said it like her. Tipping on fofos. Good one, CJ. Good one. You never miss an opportunity to throw lyrics to me. I love it. Yeah, she called the shit poop. Speaking of shit poop, there is a story. I'm not going to tell you guys which one. The OG Porch Pals will know. That when I first started making my backgrounds, I didn't know what I was doing very much, and I was trying to figure out the AI program, and I was like hurrying, trying to get all of these background, like for all my stories, for like one to start the live, basically. And so I didn't look at and inspect all of them very well because I was making them in mass. It was before I started making them, every week. Now I'd read them live, but back then it was like a whole bunch that I had never read live, and I needed to get them all. So I made a background, and I didn't notice it until Daniel's son. Wait, Brooke, why were you gonna leave, ma'am? Brooke, why were you gonna leave, ma'am? Oh, because my voice makes your eyelids heavy. Oh, okay. So Daniel's son, who doesn't come in very much anymore, but we love him. He's in the Melonhead story with me. He was one of my mods with Justin and everybody else. And, and oh my God, you guys, the spider again. Sorry, you guys. The spider. Hold on. Okay, I moved him. So Daniel's son pointed it out. Yeah, we're talking about the bag of poop. Yeah. So in one of my stories, I'm not going to tell you guys which one. In one of my stories, the background picture is a house. Okay. And I asked for like bonfire, candles, or I don't know, something to look cozy and lit. And I just was rushing. I didn't really stare at it very closely. And there's a bag of flaming shit on the porch of the house. So, I know Brooke, he loves me. Well, the spider's living in my room. It loves me. And what I think happened is, I think it's a Charlotte's Web type of deal. And I was feeding its mom in my garden, and I was obsessed with her, and she was beautiful. And then she disappeared. And I looked it up, and they die after they have their babies. And then all these little baby spiders were in my garden. And then I left my windows open when it was nice out. And then all of a sudden, this baby spider's in my room every day, coming down and talking to me while I do my show, and I cannot help but think it's not a coincidence. I think it's one of her babies. Yeah, they know I took care of their mom. Yep. And they've been all over the place, like all over my garden, little teeny weeny babies. And this one I think blew into, because they blow away, you know, this one blew into my window, I think. Yep, I think so too, Nate. And so I know. And I'm like, I love it. I love it because it's so tiny. And they're actually an incredible spider. If it looks anything like her, my God, she's called an orchard orb weaver. And she was metallic green and yellow and had this big cool butt, like the abdomen part of her. And I really liked her. Okay, Matt, we love you. See you tomorrow. Oh, Rach, you didn't find him funny? Maybe you need to smoke first or something, because he's so funny. Is your brother okay, Matt? Oh, really, Amanda? Yeah. They are gorgeous, right, Bark? I've never had one before. This is my first one like that, and she was so beautiful. And I would spray my flowers to water them, and she'd always freak out and zoom out of there because I didn't know she'd be in there. And then she'd just sit there and watch me and patiently wait. And then I'd always tell her, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were there. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just going to water these and keep them healthy, you know? And I would tell her, thank you for keeping the pests, you know, that will ruin my plant. Thanks for keeping my garden nice. And she made the web in the same spot for weeks. And then I just didn't see her again. And then I looked it up, and they said that she goes back to her main web. Yep. And she's very patient. She just sat there and watched. She's so cute. And then she just disappeared one day. I'm like, man. Yeah. So I would always thank her and talk to her. Yep. And then exactly. And then she disappeared. And then I started seeing these little clear, they're like invisible, clear, tiny ass little babies blowing around. They were in every plant. They were stringing down my plant stand and stuff right where she had her web. And I was like, oh my God, she had her babies in time. And then I think with that transpiring, I did, before it got super, super hot, I like to put my window open in my room. And I think one of the babies blew in here. Yep, she had a good hatch. Yep. Because this one is the cutest damn thing, and it's very friendly. Like I shouldn't say I never, spiders actually land on me all the time, but this one's cute for how tiny he is. I can only see him from the glow of my computer monitor in front of my microphone. When the lights are on, he's clear, and he's so teeny and cute. Yeah. When I lived in the South, sometimes they'd make them in your car. And they drop down from the visor sup? I'm like, damn it, I forgot to close my windows last night. Shit. Jumping spiders are the cutest spiders on the planet, Amanda. Cutest spiders on the planet. James watched it. Yeah, right? Right, Fairy Witch? They are the cutest spiders. They really are. The jumping spiders are just too cute. James one. Seabrook, now you're gonna get the joke. Seahorses, I love them. You have a seahorse party? Who didn't invite me? Yeah, I can't believe I was saying that whole 3 lines. And you guys were just like, man, she just keeps repeating the same shit about the seahorses. Like, at a seahorse party, who didn't invite me? I was saying that every time, and you guys were like, what is she like, I'm never gonna get over this. I know, CJ, and that's what makes me, I'm like, oh my God, you guys really love me for the weirdo I am, because my God, like, same, Brooke, same. Justin said it's still funny, even if we thought it was just the same thing. Kristen chimes in with seahorses forever. Oh my God, CJ, are you okay? Yeah, I am weird for sure, Matt. Thanks, Brooke. It's because I've been loving that video for 20 years. I've had a lot of practice. Pete, thank you for the gold coin. Wait, do I want to watch the original? It's 5 minutes. It's Jenny Slate from 15 years ago. Wait, it's Jenny Slate from 15 years ago. Oh my goodness, that was loud. Stay inside, CJ. Justin was just waiting for his chance to throw a Canada jab at CJ. He says, you know what where you don't hear that? Canada. Yeah, don't be like Matt and answer the door. Because that was ridiculous. Yeah, fire ants. I didn't even know they were a thing until I lived in, I knew they were a thing, but when I was a news reporter in Texas, I had to run out in a field and cover the guys from NASA shooting off rockets, teaching kids how to do rocket things. And it was like a hole in a field thing. And I was brand new to Texas, and my ass just romped in cute little shoes, romped through this terrain that I was not that familiar with. And I'm standing there, and then the guy from Telemundo, the sweetheart from Telemundo, comes over, and he's rubbing on my foot and my leg he's leaned over, and I'm like, what is he doing? And I look down, and this sweet man is brushing hundreds of fire ants off of my feet and ankles. I hadn't noticed yet that they had just started crawling, and they hadn't started the biting yet, and I had stepped on one of their ant hills. Yep, I put my tripod right in the middle of it, and they attacked me. And guess what? If that man hadn't done what he had done in the time that, like, the number he got off of me before the others bit me, I had like a anaphylactic reaction, which I found out is everybody does. It's not like bees, where if you're allergic. No, everybody does to fire ants. It doesn't even matter. They will fuck you up. And guess what? my feet swelled and turned bright purple, like the weirdest I've ever seen a body of part of mine look in my life. It was the weirdest, creepiest, from ants. Okay, and I couldn't even go to work because guess what? I couldn't fit shoes on my feet. Not even slides. That's how swollen my feet were. I'm not kidding you guys. And they were purple. It was the craziest. It was, yeah, balloon feet. Mrs. Balloon feet. So, ants, correct. I'm with you on that. Ants can go to hell. But at least fire ants can. Because my God, it was ridiculous. Like, whoa. And the fact that, like, I don't know, like, can you imagine what they do to like a chipmunk? If they can do that to me, I'm 5'8". You know? Like, my God. They're probably like fierce, like no one probably messes with them. Literally, spooky, scary, Sherry, they literally suggested that. I wasn't even going to say anything because I'm so traumatized from being a reporter, but they literally suggested that. I'm not even kidding you. And you know what I had to say? I had to say that I literally had to explain to them that garbage bags don't actually protect the bottom of your feet from sharp, hard things hurting the bottom of my feet. And I said that it was, if they wanted me to go after a medical liability when they fuck up my arches or something, cool. And then they were like, okay, you can just stay home. Yeah, so back to laughing at balloon hands, but now they're balloon feet, CJ. Balloon feet. No, we really do, Sherry. Yeah. Reporters, we really aren't allowed to ever miss. I had to work every birthday, every holiday. Me too, Matt. That's why I quit too. Matt and I are both ex-news people. Good night, Sarah Bear. Sweet dreams. We'll see you tomorrow. That's okay. You can be quiet any night you feel like. You don't always have to chat. Nobody ever is. Sometimes you can just listen. You don't ever have to chat. Marcel the shell with shoes on is a video of a little shell. Okay. Perfect, Meg. I can't wait to watch it. It is a shell with shoes on. I'm stoked. They were in Texas, Deborah. In Houston, Texas. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thanks, Jay. I love those. Those are so cute. We used to get the flying ants. Yeah, I think California has those. Yeah, Deborah, they were tiny red ones. They were fire ants, and it was crazy. It was crazy. The toxin they have in their bite is crazy. Hi, Good Time Charlie. Welcome in. Thanks, Jay. Deborah, what state do you live in again? Because if you saw them in your backyard, yep, leave them alone. Just don't even, but if you have pets, I have no idea what to even do with them. Give them your house and move away. Tell them you're sorry and move out. I don't know. Esmeralda, really? Yeah, that's where I was a news reporter. And the guy from Telemundo, I'll never forget him. He saved my legs. You got bit in Oregon? I guess they live everywhere then, but I had never encountered them in my life until Texas. Really, Scarlett? I'm like, well, I would recommend telling them you apologize and they can just have the whole place. Snarky Arky said fire ant bait. Oh, I'm sorry, CJ. Grab a zine. You've never seen the red ones before, Deborah? What state are you in again? Dude, Scarlet, yeah. There's cow killers. Yep, there's some nasty ones. Oh, CJ, yeah, the shaky. I hate that. That's how I felt about those gifts. Exactly like that. It made me feel like that. Hi, LK. Good night, Pippa. Hi, not too much. How are you doing, cutie? How you doing, beautiful? Nice to see you. Yeah, that's what I said, Zach. I'm not sure how to relocate them. That's why I said give them the house, because I don't kill bug or things. So I would just be like, you can have the house. Sorry, bro. Bye. Oh my gosh. Really, Millsy? Whoa. Hi, Matt from Montreal. We got another Canadian Justin. Yeah, I love you too, Zach. I can't kill anything. I don't even kill bugs. So I'm like, you can just give him my house. Southern flannel caterpillars. I actually am I've always been friends with poisonous caterpillars. I know that's weird. But I have literally, when I was a little kid, all I did was play. I had pets that I thought were my pet caterpillars. Your kid was almost unalived by them? By the red fire ants? Yep. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine what they do to a kid or a small animal? Yeah, they're bad. Zach said not weird at all at this point, yeah. Now that you guys have been listening to me quote something you didn't even know for months. But yeah, Scarlet, they have spikes. Yeah, okay, so there are these things called dagger moth caterpillars or whatever. They're bright yellow with black spikes all over them. And they were my best friends when I was a little girl. And I'm talking like a little girl, like 5. And I would play with them all the time. I pet them. I let them crawl all over me. I carried them around in like a little bug purse I made. Okay, they were my pets. And I just found out, like, I'm not even kidding you guys, 2 years ago, that they're like one of the most dangerous caterpillars. They're like really bad. And I'm like, first of all, a bug purse is cute. I know, Scarlett. I also made a bug cemetery. I'm just a ridiculous person. I always have been. I've always just loved everything in nature. And so, first of all, yeah, me too, Snarky. First of all, thanks, guys, for not killing me. And second of all, why my parents I'll post it in the Discord. My dad's out there with his nice ass Nikon taking pictures of me on Kodak film, playing with them. I posed with them on my arm. And I'm like, and then I was like, that can't be right. Because somebody told me something about, like, they shared something and they're like, dude, don't touch it. Because I saw one a couple years ago and I was like, oh my God, I used to play with these all the time. And people were like, don't you dare touch it. I was like, why? And they're like, that's like one of the most deadly caterpillars. I was like, no, it's not. So I looked it up and I was like, what? And so I feel like maybe it's a timeline thing. I know, CJ, what's going on? Wait, there was a woman screaming? What? Yeah, Sherry. I was like, too bad. I'm going to touch it anyway. A matriarch thing? What? Like they let me? Yeah, because all animals let me touch them. Now I think about, like, snakes let me pick them up and don't bite me and everything. Rattlesnakes play dead when they see me. So yeah, I guess it's just that, but... You would put them in Hot Wheels. That's so funny, Scarlett. Yeah. When I pick up snakes and they look at me like, what the fuck? She just picked me up? Like, they don't even try to bite me. They look back at me like they're in shock that I like nicely just picked them up and moved them out of the road. Turtles, on the other hand, piss on me every time. But it's okay. It's their defense mechanism. It's still really cute and funny. Because then they feel bad and they look back at me after I set them down. They're like, oh, you weren't trying to kill me, sorry. Worms. I actually just saved a worm on my driveway the other day, and I just go put them by my spigot in the back that drips a little bit, and the dirt that's there, and then they just disappear. So they just like must burrow back down or something. They don't really have a cute rescue story. Scorpions? Interesting. That's one I can't say I've touched. Work snake? No. Matt. You're correct. Okay. It's time for the grilled cheese, guys. Oh, thanks, Zach. I appreciate that. I hope. Have you ever been to my Witchy Wednesday lives? Thanks, Matt. Did you, Rachie? One time I popped a squat in Death Valley on the way to Vegas, and I almost stepped on a scorpion. That's the only time I've ever seen one. Pure transparency. That's the only time I ever saw one. Get ready for grilled cheese, guys. Yes, Rachie, it was insane. Like, I could see it in the dark. You know, like, it was fairly dark out, and like I could visually, like, the size of it was pretty scary, pretty terrifying. It was not small. It was like the size of my foot, probably. It was a very large little guy. Not little guy, a large guy. Because, like, I've seen ones that are like funny, Skrilla. I've seen ones that are like, I haven't seen them in person, but I've seen them on like shows and things like that are really tiny, like a spider. That's not what I saw. What I saw was like a tarantula, but it was a scorpion. Yes, the little ones are way more poisonous, which is absolutely makes them terrifying. They're like, you can't even see me and I can kill you. The big ones are just like, hey, we get a bad rap, but I can't really do a whole lot. You've only seen one once, Scarlett. Yeah, me too. And it was big. But the tiny ones that they have in Italy, no thank you. The ones in Italy look like spiders. They're so, ugh. That's one thing. They just really scare me. Oh, CJ, if you're in the mountains, then the gun is probably not even if you're in the mountains, there's probably someone like scaring off a bear. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Holly. I love that little cutie. Oh, it was right outside. I don't like that at all. I saw a rattlesnake, and there's a very specific section of Michigan where there's one specific kind of rattlesnake. It's pretty rare, I guess, and they live right where, which, because like where I live right now, we don't have rattlesnakes, I thought. But I drove like only like 25 minutes north in Michigan and went to this little park, and it's like I like where there's water. I love water. I need to be near water. So, and as sirens do, and so I saw on them. I'd never been there, and I saw that it looked like it had a lot of water, and so I was like, perfect, I'll go there. And I was walking around, and it was like sunsetting kind of, you know, and I hear rustling through like the brush and a rattle, and I'm like, no way, we don't have rattlesnakes here. We don't have rattlesnakes. What is it? And I couldn't tell if maybe it was like, because there's also that bug at sunset, the bug at sunset that's like, you know what I'm talking about, and it makes that noise. So I was like, okay, I think that, whatever. So I look at it and I'm like, that's a rattlesnake? That's a rattlesnake. And then all of a sudden, you know what this thing does? No, not I don't think it's the cicadas. There's another one that just does it in spurts. Cicadas do it kind of like constantly. Maybe I think it's something else. But anyway, so all of a sudden I look at it and I go, oh my God, hi cutie, to the snake, to the rattlesnake that I just randomly saw in Michigan that I didn't even know they had. And you know what this thing does? It goes like a little noodle, and it falls over dead. It just flopped over dead, and I'm like, did I just kill that with my eyes? What the hell? Like, what just happened? And so then, just wait, you guys. So then I'm like, what? So then I'm not shitting you. I'm going to be honest. I almost walked over there to make sure, to see if to like try to make it okay, like to help it. And then I was like, Devin, don't you dare. That's a rattlesnake. You need to know the line. This is it. You need to walk away. Okay? So then I get to my car. Or wait, no, not even get to my car. So then I hear a rustling behind me as I'm walking away. And at this point, I'm a little nervous. So I turn around, and that little thing, sneaky little sneaker's butt was slithering away through the grass 100 miles an hour. Its little tail, zoom. And I was like, I just got played. And then I go into my car in the parking lot and I look it up. And this species of snake, when they're young, like adolescents, they play dead when they are scared. And he did. But I didn't even know snakes do that. And I didn't even know snakes do that. And it was the cutest thing. It was the cutest thing. He just fell over. And I was like, oh, and I almost went to help him. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, Devin, don't do it. Like, it's a rattlesnake, dude, don't. Yeah, I knew possums do, but I never knew that about me, neither, Deborah. Apparently the young ones. Yeah. And I think it's just that species. Maybe, I don't know if does anybody know if other snakes do that? I just only looked up that one small, rare species of rattlesnake that lives in Michigan. But it was, yeah, right, Nate? I know. And it was so cute because then when I turned around, I saw his little butt running, his little tail slithering, just the end of it in the ground. I was like, he got me. He got me. Like, it was so cute. It was just the cutest thing. And I wanted to be his friend. I wanted to go back and be like, dude, a hognose snake will do that too? Cool. I didn't know that. There's a spotted one that does it with venom and is poisonous. Well, yeah, rattlesnakes are poisonous too. Right, Fairy Witch? Hognose does it. Cool. So yeah, that's something I learned that day that I didn't know. Me neither, Grim. And so I just like to share things that I randomly, I don't even know why that came up. Oh, because we were talking about picking up snakes and stuff. But yeah, so there's some fun information. Certain breeds of snakes, when they're young, like if they're like an adolescent or a teenager snake, and they're just out exploring without their mom, but they're not equipped to like actually fight anybody, they just play dead. And I feel like that's the cutest shit I've ever, I'm like, oh my God, what? He tricked me, and then he ran home to his mom. He's like, ah! Because it was sunset right before the park closed, and I had never been there before. So it was so cute, right? And I'd never been there before. So he probably isn't, there's probably not very many people. It's a small town in Michigan. These people probably don't go at sunset right before it closes. I did. And he probably wasn't expecting to encounter a human. He thought he's like, all right, the coast is clear. Sunset. The park's closed. And then he's out cruising without his mom. And then he saw me and just was like, bleep. But he just felt like a little noodle. It was adorable. Yeah, he went home and was like, Mom, I totally tricked a giant. Yeah, Mom, you'll never believe this. Oh, thanks, Zach. Thank you. I am obsessed with all living things and nature. More than humans, to be honest. So yeah, I was just like, what a cute, how cute. Like, and I just am proud of him because he handled it well. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, not all humans are nice to snakes like that, you know? So he handled it really well. I'm proud of him. And I bet he did go tell his mom. He's really like, Mom, I did exactly what you told me to do. I played dead and she left. It worked. So cute. I'll be right back with the diner story. Hito, really? You ran heavy equipment at night and they would crawl in and the machines to stay warm. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. When I lived in North Carolina, the copperheads would lay across the streets in the country at night when the sun would set, because the asphalt holds the warmth of the sun, and the road would just be covered in snakes. That's how you know you're in the South. I completely agree, Fairy Witch. Ball pythons have the cutest faces ever. If you go to my profile, there's a Halloween video of all my Halloween costumes that I've won costume contests in. And there's one of me with a ball python. And she was adorable and so sweet. And the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Really, Cassie? I didn't know that. I didn't know until this one that I looked up. And I was like, oh my God. She said that a lot of snakes play dead, even some adults. Bad. Wait, Possum, did I say tarantula weird? How do you say tarantula? Good night, Zach. Sweet dreams. Not Skrilla. Rachie? I don't think that's something you're supposed to tell people, boo-boo. Oh, really, Meg? I never noticed that. That's funny. Guys, CJ's uncle's name is Travis. Oh, you did, Fairy Witch? Yeah, they're actually just they're like the big hairy spiders. God, if they were like a mix with a snake, that'd be scary. Justin said that explains a lot. What kind of snake was it? A ball python? So you actually meant his real snake, not like something else. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Yeah, do it, Rachie. Yeah, Sherry, that's exactly what I was wondering. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October. I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. Meg. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked right in years, but the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon, a tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. Thank you, Nate. The air inside was warm, almost too warm. And it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people? They all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. "Good night, lovely, love ya." Not in a rude way, just quiet. Like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. "Yeah, the highway's a mess." She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked, and I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee, strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal. And I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi. Not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now, the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners. Greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks. But this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. "Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him." But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once, and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm. A voice coming, not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. I turned the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just wind and rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. "The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in." She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally, shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled, and the red boots started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows, and then nothing. And then I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot, like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. Cracked tile. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. Thanks, Sherry. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone. Not for weeks. I just did the 2 chains, Skrilla, you missed it. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. Oh. Gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight. And everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor, the same red boots, the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Thanks for spending your Thursday with me, Porch Pals. I love you guys very much. I hope you get some wonderful sleep. And if you aren't able to fall asleep, head on over to my YT channel. There is a playlist called Bedtime Stories. And it'll help you fall asleep quickly. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, stay spooky.